Welcome to module number 7 of Switching, Routing, and Wireless Essentials. So, ang pag-uusapan natin dito ay yung tinatawag na Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol for IP version 4. So, the objective of this module is to explain how Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol operates in a small to medium-sized business network. And for us to configure Cisco IOS router as either server or DHCP client. Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol assigns IP address and other network configuration information dynamically to the clients. So, ano-ano yung mga ibinibigay ng DHCP server, yung available IP, subnet mask, gateway, DNS server address, pati na rin yung DHCP server ID at yung list duration. So, sa mga malalaking organization, no, ito pong DHCP is an extremely useful and time-saving tool for network administrators. And again, sa ganong network environment, kailangan mayroon kang dedicated DHCP v4 server para mas madaling magdagdag ng mga devices or mag-manage ng IP address. So, sa mga maliliit na size ng network, kagaya ng branch or small office, home office, typically, ang ginagamit dito na DHCP server ay yung mismong router nila. Ito kasi nga Cisco iOS software supports an optional full-featured DHCP v4 server. So, ang DHCP server dynamically assigns or leases an IP address from a pool of addresses for a limited period of time chosen by the server or until the client no longer needs the address. So, yung client daw lists the information from the server for an administratively defined period. Yung administrator, pwedeng mag-configure po ito ng list duration. Typically, 24 hours or 1 day or a week or depende po sa scenario or sa requirements ng isang organization. So, when the list expires, the client must ask for another address. Although, sometimes, kahit na mag-release renew tayo doon sa ating device, yun pa rin yung IP address na ibinibigay sa atin. Kasi nga, pasok pa tayo doon sa sa list duration. So, DHCP v4 works in client-server mode. When a client communicates with the DHCP v4 server, the server assigns or leases an IP v4 address to that client. So, the client connects to the network with that list IP v4 address until the lease expires. So, the client must contact the DHCP server periodically to extend the lease. So, this ensures that the client that move or powered off do not keep addresses that they no longer need. So, yung address na expire na yon ay bumabalik po yon sa address pool ng server para naman ipahiram sa ibang device. So, ito yung 4-phase process na dinadaanan ng ating device para maka-obtain siya ng IP address. So, pagka-power on natin ang device, assuming na ang setup nito ay naka-obtain ng IP address. So, ang client po natin ay magbabato ng broadcast message called the DHCP Discover. So, any device na naka-open doon sa network natin will hear the broadcast. But only the server will respond doon po sa message na yon using DHCP offer. Ang laman po ng offer nito is yung available IP address and other information na ibibigay niya kay client. But this type of message ay unicast direct doon sa DHCP v4 client. So, kung isa lang naman po yung ating DHCP server, ang gagawin lang naman po ng client is magbabato yan ng request message in broadcast stating na hinihingi po niya yung ino-offer na IP address para na rin alam ng mga devices na yung IP address na yun ay hindi na available. And then to bind the contract, DHCP server will send acknowledgement unicast to the client. So, paano naman kung magre-renew yung client? Kung matatandaan natin sa offer po ni DHCP server, kasama doon yung rules na half of the list duration, dapat si client nagpapadala na ng request. So kung 1 day po yung ating list duration, 12 hours pa lang si client nagbabato na siya ng DHCP request, asking for to renew that IP address. So if the DHCP acknowledgement is not received with a specified amount of time, yung client naman ay magbo-broadcast ng DHCP request so that one of the other DHCP server can extend the list. And then on receiving the DHCP request message, the server verifies the list information by returning a DHCP acknowledgement. Take note that these messages, primarily the DHCP offer and DHCP acknowledgement, can be sent as unicast or broadcast according to the document RFC 2131. So Cisco IOS has the capability to be a DHCP v4 server. So try natin ngayon na mag-configure. Ayan, so ito yung mga step na kailangan natin. I-exclude natin yung mga address kagaya po ng default gateway at iba pang address na naka-static sa mga device natin para hindi yun ibato ng DHCP server natin. And then magde-define tayo ng pool or pool name, kasi possible na hindi lang naman isang network yung bibigyan ng IP address ng server natin. So ang purpose ng pool name is para ma-separate, para malaman natin kung para saan yung addresses or address range na nakakonfigure sa kanya. And then ito yung mga parameters na kailangan natin, yung network, yung default router or gateway, yung DNS server, domain name, list duration. Itong NetBIOS name, optional lang naman to. Kung nasa Windows environment kayo, depende sa need ng organization. So ito po yung sample sample configuration on our slide. But this time gusto kong mag-demonstrate dito sa ating emulator. So si R1 daw ay naka-configure na po ng IP address on both side of its interface. Or check natin kung meron siyang configuration. Pagka wala, lagyan na lang ulit natin siya. So dito po sa kanyang gigabit 00. Sa G01 naman, so now, gawin natin mag-exclude tayo ng address. So unahin ko muna rito sa side ng Windows network. So IP DHCP excluded dash address. So it can be a single address or range of an IP address. In this case kasi, yung i-exclude ko yung gateway natin na si 1.129 para hindi niya ibabato sa client, maging yung IP address ng switch 2 which is 1.130. And then create na ako ng DHCP pool para sa network na yan. So halimbawa subnet 1 and then network address, the POC router, DNS server, yun na lang din ang gamitin natin, domain, Depende sa inyong environment. So this duration 1 na lang, 1 day. Okay, so habang hinihintay natin mag-put itong si Windows, buksan ko na itong Wireshark to capture the conversation, no? At i-filter ko po DHCP. So tingnan natin yung series of event na. So start natin to. Yan. So as you can see, si client, no, upon boot niya, since naka-default po yung settings niya to obtain an IP address automatically. So siya po ay nagbato ng DHCP discover, which is ang destination po ay all255, or yung tinatawag na limited broadcast address. Take note of the source, wala pa siyang IP address. And then yung DHCP server natin, which is our router, nag-offer, no? Kaya laman ng offer. So, tingnan natin. So, ang laman ng offer is 192.168.1.31. Take note of ginamit niyang destination address, although hindi pa naman nire-request ni client yan. In-assume na po ni DHCP server na yan din naman yung i-request ni client para lang makompleto yung mapping ng IP to MAC na. Tapos, nandito rin po yung DHCP server identifier, subnet mask, renewal time 12 hours, this duration 1 day, domain name server 1.129, and then yung domain name natin. So yun yung mga information ay binato, no, ni DHCP server using DHCP offer. And then nag-respond po si ating client, no, with the source 0, and then naka-broadcast ulit. Yan, DHCP request. Tingnan natin. So nakalagay dito requested IP address is 1.131, and then we have the final stage, which is the acknowledgement given by the DHCP server. So try na rin natin tingnan, no, yung IP address natin dito kay Windows. IP config/all. Ayan. So yan po yung ating information na nakuha doon sa ating DHCP server. So doon naman tayo sa kabilang side, dito po kay Linux. So again, hindi po limited si Cisco sa isang pool of address lang, So IP DHCP excluded uli ako dito, but this time this is 192.168.1.1 at saka yung 1.2 sa switch 1, and then IP DHCP pool. So tawagin ko na lang siyang subnet 0. So network address natin, so default router, DNS server, siya na lang din, 1.1, domain, and then list duration 1 day. So buksan natin si Linux. So it goes through the same process, no, kagaya ng ginawa dito sa sa Windows 10 natin. So kung magre-renew yung client natin, no, ng kusa, no, kunyari si Windows 10 po yung magsisend ng renewal, ang makikita nyo dito ay discover saka acknowledgement. So using IPA, meron tayong 1.3, no, na galing po sa ating DHCP server using IP route to view the default gateway 1.1. So balik tayo kay Windows, try natin mag-ping. Okay. So now, successful na natin nakausap ang ating Linux, no? Dito sa side na to, using DHCP address. So mga commands for verification. Kung gusto niyo lang i-double check kung tama yung configuration niyo ng DHCP, you can use the show run pipe it with section DHCP para kung ano lang po yung configure nyo for DHCP lang makikita nyo sa display. Show IP DHCP binding, no? Makikita nyo po dyan yung IP to MAC address mapping ng mga client. Ito naman pong show IP DHCP server statistics, makikita nyo po dyan yung kunyari kung ilang DHCP discover ang na-receive ng DHCP server, ilang release ng IP address kapag merong nag-IP config/release, at yung iba pang information. So tingnan natin kayo, no. Yan. So halimbawa nagdo-troubleshoot kayo, no, using show run pipe it with section DHCP. Yan. So dito basahin nyo maigi kung tama yung mga information niya. And then show IP DHCP binding. Nakita natin dito yung IP address saka MAC address nila, no. Show IP DHCP server statistics. Ayan, so may makikita tayo ditong DHCP discover message to request, yung mga statistics niya. So sa mga device lang naman ang gagamitin natin ay ipconfig/all or sa Linux ifconfig or IPA pang verify ng information. So the DHCP v4 service is enabled daw by default, no. Sometimes kung kinakailangan mag maintenance, no, kailangan invoke yung no service DHCP. Tapos kapag okay na yung settings, pwede naman po ibalik, no, service DHCP. So take note, clearing the DHCP binding or stopping and restarting the DHCP service may result in duplicate IP addressing being temporarily assigned on the network. So pwede nyo naman po i-correct yun sa client side, ano, mag-release renew. So paano naman sa mga malalaking organization, no, na kung saan ang mga server ay naka-isolate, no, sa isang location, kagaya po ng DHCP server DNS natin. So paano kaya nabibigyan ng IP address yung nasa kabilang network? So dito papasok yung tinatawag na DHCP v4 relay. So magre-relay po ng halimbawa dito si PC1, no, nagbato ng DHCP discover, by default hindi po alam ni R1, no, kung saan niya, kung ano gagawin niya doon sa packet, kasi nga hindi naman siya naka-configure as DHCP server, kasi nandito yung DHCP server natin eh. Pero kung naka-indicate to sa interface niya na siya ay naka-configure for relay, ang gagawin niya, ibabato lang niya dito kay DHCP server yung yung discover message, and then bahala na po si DHCP server na mag-respond doon sa client, no, makakalabas yan dito. Take note, sa scenario na to walang naka-configure na DHCP address kay R1, so subukan natin siya. So dito sa scenario na to, meron akong DHCP server na nandito, no, configure, which is Linux. So check ko lang muna kung naka-start na yung service dito. Okay, naka-activate naman siya. So meaning si DHCP v4 ay nagbibigay ng IP address para dito sa network na ito. Ganon din dito, no, naka-configure po yan. Yan lang po yung R1 natin, hindi pa siya naka-configure as DHCP relay or DHCP relay agent. So check po natin, show run, wala tayong makikita rito ibang settings kundi IP address lang, tsaka naka no shutdown. Yan. So para tumagos po yung DHCP messages natin, no? Ito pong gigabit 01 ni router, configure natin siya as IP helper address. So ituturo natin na ang DHCP server ay si 1. Ito kasi 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So verify natin kay Linux. So 1.3 yung kanyang IP address. So try po nating mag-capture dito on both side, ano? Tingnan natin kung ano yung interaction nila. So DHCP, tapos start po natin to si client. So ito yung kay CentOS. Ito naman yung sa portion ni DHCP server. Yan. So nagbato po yung client natin ng DHCP discover. Tapos nag-respond po yung gateway niya 192.168.1.129. binigyan siya ng 133 na IP address, no, galing kay DHCP server. So again, yung DHCP server natin dito ay C1.3, no, pero bakit ang nag-respond ay 129? Kasi nga relay nga, no, on behalf, no, ni DHCP server. So tingnan natin maigi. Okay, walang masyadong laman itong DHCP discover. Yung operand tingnan natin. So your client daw is 1.133. Relay agent IP address 129, which is yung our router interface, which is gateway po ito ni CentOS, no. And then yung ating DHCP server is 1.3. Subnet mask and so on, pati po yung list duration, same lang din po kanina, no. Yan. So ito yung response ni DHCP server. So IP helper lang po ang kailangan dito, no. So mabe-verify naman natin yan using show IP interface kung ano yung interface na sa tingin nyo nandoon yung IP helper address natin. So configure natin si router as DHCP relay agent. So bukod sa IP addressing, subnet mask, and other information, ito pa yung mga information na pwedeng i-provide, no, ng DHCP relay or IP helper address. Yung oras, yung authentication server, DNS, and so on. So meron pong time na yung Cisco iOS router natin ay kailangan i-configure as DHCP client, lalo na kung ganitong klase ng topology, no? So meron tayong ISP, DSL, and then yung DSL natin kunyari dynamic yung addressing nito. So therefore dito po sa router natin mag-obtain tayo ng IP address. So paano siya ginagawa para makapag-obtain ng IP address? Dagdag na lang natin siya dito sa topology natin. So gagawin ko muna is i-enable ko po muna yung interface niya, no? Yung kanyang G00. Pero bago yon, verify natin do show IP int brief na wala pong nakalagay na IP address at naka-shutdown siya by default. Again, so G00 tayo, int G00 tapos no shutdown. Yan, para pagka nag-IP DHCP address, makikita ka agad natin na nag-obtain siya ng IP address. IP DHCP, IP address DHCP. Hintayin natin at bibigyan po yan ng IP address. Ayan. So nakita niyo po, DHCP address 192.168.134, ito 133 kanina. So kung halimbawa ayan po ay internet port natin, makakonect na tayo sa internet. So ilang naman po yung ibig sabihin yan, no? So pag-usapan naman natin to, yung mga typical na wireless router sa bahay. Home router are typically already set to receive IPv4 addressing information automatically from the ISP. This is so that the customer can easily set up the router and connect to the internet. For example, the figure shows the default one setup page for Packet Tracer wireless router. Notice that the internet connection type is set to automatic DHCP. This selection is used when the router is connected to a DSL or cable modem and act as a DHCP-v4 client requesting an IPv4 address from the ISP. Various manufacturers of home routers will have similar setup. So, meron din tayong sample para dyan. So dito po meron akong OpenWRT na router. So kuha rin po tayo ng ng PC pang manage sa web interface niya. In this case, gamitin ko na lang siguro si Debian. So yung mga wireless router natin, yung pinaka LAN port niya, yan naka-enable na po yung DHCP server niya. So magbabato po ng IP address yan dito kay Debian natin. Yan, sige, buksan natin to. Tapos start natin yung PC at server or yung wireless router natin. So nagbo-boot up pa lang naman yung router natin, kaya our client will retry to transmit multiple DHCP discover until na mabigyan po siya ng IP address. So binigyan po siya ng 165. So check po natin. So 165, tapos IP route for our default gateway. So typical na ginagawa natin bilang user para ma-access natin yung wireless router, magamit tayo ng web browser. And then dito nilalagay po natin yung IP address na 192.168.1.1. Yan. So ito pong wireless router ko nagre-require muna na magpalit ng IP ng password. So palitan muna natin. dito tayo sa bandang network interfaces niya. So as you can see, meron pong IP address yung interface natin dito. Sa kabilang side, sa wide area network, wala pa, no? So yun po yung i-connect natin sa internet. So meron tayo ditong NAT interface that mimics yung DSL, tapos kakabit natin siya sa WAN interface ng wireless router natin. So hindi siya automatic kasi na-late kasing ikabit ito. So therefore kapag nag-ping tayo, meron na rin pala, no? Nag-obtain pala siya. So anyway, balikan natin. So nagkaroon na siya ng IP address galing doon sa ating internet. Ayan. So kanina kasi nung tinesting ko ito ay matagal bago magkaroon ng IP address yung WAN interface. Ayan. Since nakaset naman to obtain na DHCP, pagkabit natin, may konting delay lang yan at magkakaroon na rin ng IP address. Therefore, sa client side, ang gagawin na lang natin, mag-internet na lang tayo. Ayan. So gumagana na ang ating internet using our wireless router OpenWRT. Okay, so that's all for this module. So ano ba yung mga natutunan natin dito? So DHCP v4 server dynamically assign or leases an IPv4 address to a client from a pool of addresses for a limited period of time chosen by the server or until the client no longer needs the address. The DHCP v4 list process begins with the client sending a message requesting the services of the DHCP server. If there is a DHCP server that receives the message, it will respond with an IP address and possible other network configuration information. So the client must contact the DHCP server periodically to extend the list. So this list mechanism ensures that the client that move or power up do not keep addresses that they no longer need. Kaya nga minsan advisable po, mababa po yung list duration. Hindi dapat siya abot ng 1 week or hindi abot ng 30 days kasi mauubusan tayo ng IP address. So sometimes yung iba ginagawa po every 2 hours or half day, 12 hours po. So when the client boots or otherwise wants to join the network, it begins a 4-step process to obtain list. Yan, discover. So dumadaan siya sa ganitong 4-phase process, no? Discover, offer, request, acknowledgement. So prior to list expiration, the client begins 2-step process. Renew the list with the DHCP server. Request no, kamali ako kanina. Discover ang nabanggit ko. So correct lang natin. So kapag kayong client ay malapit ng ma-expire yung kanyang list, ang binabato po niya ay DHCP request. So yan, unicast po yan kasi alam na po niya yung DHCP server address. Pero kapag hindi po siya naka-receive ng acknowledgement, for a period of time, magre-retry po siya mag-DHCP request na naka-broadcast na, requesting the same IP address. And then si DHCP server kailangan lang mag-reply ng DHCP acknowledgement para payagan siyang i-renew yung address na yan. A Cisco router running the iOS software can be configured to act as a DHCP server. And then use the following step to configure Cisco iOS DHCP server. Yan, exclude IP addresses, define a DHCP pool name, configure the DHCP v4 pool. Ito yung mga verification command na pwede nyo gamitin when verifying or troubleshooting. show running config, pipe it with section DHCP, and then show IP DHCP binding, and show IP DHCP server statistics. DHCP before service is enabled by default, no? Sometimes kung may maintenance, you need to stop muna yung service, ano, and re-enable na lang ulit. So network client are not typically on the same subnet as enterprise server, providing the DHCP, DNS, TFTP, and FTP services for the network. In order to locate the server and receive services, client often use broadcast messages. So your router must be configured to relay DHCP before messages, no, to the DHCP server. The network administrator can configure the router with the IP helper address interface configuration command and use the show IP interface command to verify the configuration. By default, the IP helper address command forwards the following 8 UDP services. Yung port 37, time, and so on, no, hanggang sa port 138 NetBIOS datagram service. To configure an Ethernet interface as DHCP client, kunyari yan po yung ating router, Cisco IP address DHCP. Home routers are typically already set, no, to receive IPv4 addressing information automatically sa ISP kasi naka-set yun to obtain an IP address. Depende sa setup, no. Meron kasing DSL na naka PPPoE, which requires you to add username and password muna, no, bago kayo maka-acquire ng DHCP address. So the internet connection type is set to automatic configuration. This selection is used when the router is connected to the DSL or cable modem and act as DHCP client requesting an IPv4 address from the ISP. So I hope in this module, no, nakatulong po yung mga explanation at ating mga sample configuration, no. So try nyo rin pong gawin on your own para mas maganda, no, mag-practice. So maraming salamat po, no, sa time ninyo na panonood at pakikinig.